So good morning, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining me this morning. My name is Julie Kwedar, and I am with the Maryland Department of Highway Safety Office, and we are otherwise known as the Maryland Highway Safety Office. So today we're going to be talking about driving safely as we age. Part of our office at the Maryland Highway Safety Office, we have a campaign called Be the Driver Who Saves Lives. So we have program materials about motorcycle safety, distracted driving, signal woman, eyes up, buckling up, pedestrian and bike safety, impaired driving. Our mission is to save lives and prevent injuries, reducing the number and severity of motor vehicle crashes through the administration of a comprehensive and effective network of traffic safety programs. Our strategic highway safety plan includes our overall goal to eliminate fatalities and injuries by 2030. Our emphasis program areas are at speed and aggressive driving, distracted driving, occupant protection, impaired driving, and pedestrian and bicycle safety. And I am here today because in our inner red circle is where this group lies right here for our older drivers. So we work very closely with enforcement, engineering, education, as well as EMS. So just to start today, I like to talk about with age comes risk, physical. So physical activity is something that we do every day. We walk, we want to keep working out as we age, cognitive, as well as visual. And my reason for wearing my glasses today is I like to show you all there is a way, even though I am not in the age group for the last 9 years because of my family history, I have been going to the eye doctor every 6 months to ensure that I don't get glaucoma like my family members have. So when it comes to age, it can be any age. So always remember that. Also keep in mind medication. At probably close to the end of our discussion today, I'm going to ask you to just start thinking about how many over-the-counter medicines or prescription medicines that you take. And we'll talk about that later. So always remember, decisions about a person's ability to drive should never be based on age alone. So a couple of these things, the top crash types for older drivers: turning left at an intersection with a stop sign, turning left at an intersection on a green light without a dedicated green turn arrow, turning right at a yield sign to merge with traffic at speeds of 40 to 45 miles per hour, merging onto a highway from a ramp that has a yield sign, changing lanes on a road that has 4 or more lanes. So in our presentation, what we are going to be talking about is to ensure that when you're at a stop sign, turning left at an intersection can be a little tricky. So with this, make sure you stop, look left, look right, and then proceed with caution. Turning left at an intersection on a green light without a dedicated green turn arrow. Again, this is something that could also be one of the challenges when you are driving. You have a green light, as well as this other car also has a green light, but you're making a left. So make sure you have clearance and that there's no other cars coming before you make that left. However, over the years, as you have seen in your areas, dedicated left turn lanes is the best way to make a left turn. This is right here where it says left turn signal. And this allows you to make a left on green with no oncoming traffic. So this is your best route to take. Turning right at a yield sign to merge with traffic at speeds of 40 to 45 miles per hour. Again, when you're yielding, ensure that there is no oncoming traffic before proceeding. Merging onto a highway from a ramp that has a yield sign. Again, this is something too that you need to ensure before going on and merging that you have clearance and let the other drivers ensure that they are, able to let you merge through. Longer merge lanes. These were created to help assist getting onto the highways. Now, we all know that there's always this car that goes over the solid line, and we must ensure that we all use this dotted line to merge over. Changing lanes on a road that has 4 or more lanes. You can always remain in these 2 lanes. Keep in mind, if you're on this lane and you have oncoming traffic because they're merging on from the ramp, you may want to remain in this lane when driving. So this is kind of a funny thing that we have added. It's important to know your car. This is not how our cars look, right, everybody? Get the information you need. mycardoeswhat.org is a great website that you can use to educate yourself on the new vehicle safety technologies. Also, these technologies include things such as cruise control that adapts to traffic conditions, adaptive headlights, and cars that parallel park themselves. Emergency braking and collision avoidance technology that provides warnings about crash threats and can automatically intervene to avoid or reduce the severity of a crash. I'm going to try to see if our video will work for us and we can learn more about savvy seniors.
Julie, we don't hear it on our end.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen.
No problem.
So what you all can do is go onto mycardoeswhat.org, and then you can follow up on the seniors. So we always say they don't make them like they used to. This is back in the day how trucks were made, and trucks now are made like this. So technology has evolved. This looks a lot like an airplane cockpit that we saw earlier, right, everybody? There is a lot going on in the new cars. So there's no key. How do you start it? You would push this button and also have your key fob with you as well. There's no shifter. How do you put it in gear? You would use this as instead of, your shifter being on your console. And if something bad happens, where are the hazard lights? So make sure you know about your car before you start driving it. So where hazard lights should or must be used, vehicles stopped or disabled on a public highway, exceptions when stopped in compliance with a traffic control device or when legally parked, to warn vehicles following your vehicle of the presence of a traffic hazard ahead, and to warn other drivers that your vehicle itself may constitute a traffic hazard. So automatic headlights. Keep this in mind, especially with all this rain that we've had lately. A lot of drivers have their daylights on with their wipers. Keep in mind, it is a state law to make sure you have your headlights on. so that when your wipers are on, your headlights are on, and so that everybody can see you while you're driving on the road. Parking a vehicle. So a lot of drivers find it challenging to park in a marked parking space. If you're able to judge the space available and have a good understanding and control of steering and speed. So we're going to go over the different types of the way you can park your car. So this is angled parking. As you can see, this is our red car, and this is our orange car, and that's perpendicular parking, and then parallel parking, curb parking. So backing your vehicle, if you were to back up in your vehicle, it's not a challenge, but if it is, keep in mind you want to use your camera, but not only that, you also want to use your rear view mirror and your side mirrors to make sure that you can back in safe. So the best way is pull through parking. And as you can see, I want to make sure you all can see, hold on one second. There's our little motorcycle over here. You're going to look at the orange car, and the orange car is pulling through. So for you to exit, this may be the best way once you come back into your car to pull through and leave the parking lot. Just make sure you always have your blinkers on so you can either go right or left. And then a safer point of view, we're going to look at this purple car. So keep your eye on that one, as well as we have this guy on a scooter, and we have this gray car over here too. And here it goes. So we have a lot going on when we're backing up or pulling forward. Okay, so if we are to pull forward, we can see all of this coming up. So what is a roundabout? They're small when compared to traffic circles and rotaries. Many have may have raised an entry splitter island that slows down or constrains speed just before entry. And vehicles in the circle have the right of way. And some of us find it challenging. So keep that in mind when you're going through your roundabout. So you know how we said earlier about your medications? It's estimated about 2/3 of senior drivers age 65 and older take 5 or more daily medications. That can affect their ability to drive safely. So a lot of these medications come with warnings about possible side effects, such as drowsiness or risks related to driving. Because you've never experienced these side effects, you may think that it's just something else going on with your system. So they can always change when combined with other medications, especially new prescriptions. So definitely follow up with your pharmacist as well as your doctors on the side effects of the medications and the interactions of taking between 5 or more a day. So with hand position, 9 and 3 is a good idea. And then airbag safety. We always want you to be 10 to 12 inches away from your steering wheel, which is right here, which has the airbag in it, so that if it is deployed, it's going to hit this area and not your face. So vehicle head restraint and adjustment. This is our head restraint. And just ensure that your head, when you're positioning in your seat, the restraint comes to the middle of your head. This is a seatbelt adjuster. If you haven't seen this before, it is in your car on your passenger side as well as your driver's side. And these 2 buttons right here, if you push them together, they can move up and they can move down. And this will really help you feel more comfortable wearing your seatbelt correctly. So one of the programs that we offer is called CarFit. And this is a 12-point checklist. And you remain in the car, and there's 2 techs, and there are 12 areas that we look at to assist you in being better fit to your car. So some items that we look at specifically is your seatbelt, to make sure that it fits you comfortably while you're driving. The tilt of the steering wheel, again, we just addressed that before, where the airbag is safely positioned away from the face and towards the chest. And then the safe distance between the chest and the airbag housed in the steering wheel, the head restraint, and a clear line of sight above the steering wheel and dash. Those are just some of the things that we look at. Always remember, every crash is preventable and every life counts. And you can find us online at Zero Deaths Maryland. These are our resources, and these provide a lot of different websites specifically for this age group. And on our website is zerodeathsmaryland.gov. On this particular website, under road safety is where you can find more information about this age group. And what we have done is we've provided numerous links under here to look at, and also review and look at different ways to have that conversation about driving. Additionally, our team is the community engagement section, and our resources include presentations, educational materials, this rollover simulator we bring to different schools to show the effects of what can happen when you are in a crash, belted or unbelted. Then we have our social media campaign toolkits that we discussed at the beginning. And this is one for pedestrian safety, and our website for zerodeathsmd.gov if you need anything. And then we just have a couple of pictures of us at our activities. And if you have any questions, this is my information. And this concludes our virtual presentation today. Were there any questions?
You can just unmute yourself if anyone has a question. Julie, do you want to tell them that website again?
Sure. Is there a chat in here that I can put them in?
I can put it in. Tell me what it was again.
zerodeathsmd.gov.
Okay. And then there was another one about your car.
Yes. mycardoeswhat.org.
Great. Great. Well, if no one has any other questions, we thank Julie for the presentation today. And we will share this recording if anyone would like it, or if any friends missed the presentation today, we'll have it available. All right. Thanks, Julie. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Kathy,
Yeah.
can I have the slide, please?
Yes, I'll send it to all of you, Prem.
Okay, and
All
can I
right.
have the slide for the declutter also? I did
I'm
not
waiting
get.
on that link, but as soon as I get it, I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.